Philip, welcome. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Sean. I just wanted to talk briefly about the theft of the medical data and so on with that.
Yeah. Oh, good.
My question with that one is, the easy way to answer it, because they keep saying he's got the information wrong, it's a distortion, it's misinformation, etc. Why aren't they just releasing the proper data set, properly anonymised, as it's public health data?
Because it's bullshit, Philip, and they've got better things to do with their time. Why would you leave out the average age of the people who died and how long after getting the vaccine they died?
I don't disagree, but the easiest way to counter that is to actually
they've got
release
other
the data
reasons.
set.
They've also got privacy concerns.
Like what? That's why you anonymise
this
the data.
data is of individuals, and we've had people like this cooker, Steve Kirsch, saying we went through and anonymised it, which means Steve Kirsch or his experts have seen people's private data, which they have no right to see.
Yeah, but we've had data releases like the Office of,
and maybe also, Philip, because it doesn't say anything particularly interesting and we've got better ways to spend our money than anonymising a whole lot of data that doesn't show anything particularly interesting.
Yeah, but the problem is by not doing that...
No, the problem is, Philip, people like you who support nutters and are prepared to entertain their crazy whack job theories. That's the problem, Philip.
Sean, I'm not supporting them.
Good. Then stop asking stupid questions about what they're doing.
I'm not asking a stupid question. I'm asking a perfectly reasonable question.
And I'm giving you a reasonable answer. I'm giving you a reasonable answer.
Yeah, well, I think it's a mistake on their part to do that.
And what expertise do you have to judge whether it's a mistake or not, Philip?
About the same level you do to make it say
yeah,
it's
that's
not.
True. There we go. So we're both just whistling Dixie.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the same. I think it's entirely reasonable if they would anonymise it and release it. It would shut them up.
I think it's entirely unreasonable to respond to nutters like Liz Gunn, who've got severe mental problems.
To Liz Gunn. Yeah,
and to spend vast amounts of public money responding to them. And I think, I'll be honest, I think the authorities have done the right thing by jumping on this guy. I mean, Philip, you do not need to be a rocket scientist to see what BS this is.
Again, I'm largely agreeing with you. I'm saying the way they're handling it. The problem we've had is we've had a whole bunch of people telling us to trust them, and we've got mistrust in the media, we've got mistrust in the institutions. So why don't we do a little bit to rebuild the trust?
Because with people like Liz Gunn, you will never convince them because they have to be right because they're insane.
I don't disagree.
So you can never have. So nothing you do to address these people ever changes it. This guy, Steve Kirsch, running around like the second coming of Jesus Christ, right?
Sean.
This guy, Steve Kirsch, running around like the second coming of Jesus Christ. You're never going to appease them. They're going to keep talking bullshit no matter what you say. So you don't waste your time countering their whack job arguments. You expect people like you, Philip, to actually have some common sense.
And I do.
Good.
But this is the thing. I'm not saying it. What I'm saying to you is you're not trying to convince Liz Gunn or Steve Kirsch particularly, but you are trying to show that you're being honest in dealing with them, which will convince
Philip,
a lot of other people.
are you convinced by the data they've released? Do you think they're credible people and there might be a granular truth? Then why do we bother counting it? If a reasonable man in the street like you, a reasonable man in the street like you knows the truth... Right.
Because by the way they're doing it, they're playing into the conspiracy fears when it wouldn't take much. They already have to anonymise the data for doing the data analysis.
No, but a true conspiracy theorist is not interested in the truth. They're interested in their conspiracy theories. Like, it's like someone said before, they just believe there are Yetis, and you're never going to convince... Everything's a Yeti if you're a Yeti hunter. Everything's a conspiracy if you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, but... we also have a large number of people telling us, just trust us, bro, when they've not been telling us the whole truth.
Yeah, and I think actually that's a good point that you make, Philip. But I can kind of feel the frustration.
I agree entirely, but this is the problem. They're playing into it with the way they're doing it.
And I would say, and though I would call myself a free speech advocate, I don't know why Liz Gunn is allowed and Steve Kirsch are allowed to spread their lies on X, but that's, X is about freedom of speech. I just encourage people not to take them too seriously and to laugh at them, which is why I'm often poking the borax at them online. But, Philip, the worst thing we could do is spend precious government resources with a whole lot of people countering the loonies.
Yeah, my counter to that is this is public health data that should be made accessible in an anonymous form, just because that improves the trust in the system.
Well, it has been made accessible. Unfortunately, a whole lot of the stuff that shows that the conspiracy theory is bullshit has been left out of it. And even, Philip, even the nutters at Voices for Freedom, you know, and Chantel Baker, and I don't know what they're doing over at Rabbit Hole Radio, even they thought that this was bullshit.
Yeah, agreed.
You know? All right,
and
mate.
I actually think it speaks better to them that they are being a bit cautious about it for a change.
Yeah, I get.
Maybe they're getting a bit of sense.
And there you go. Isn't that interesting, Philip? Maybe we've got to move in a different part of that group towards rationality. But I also think I've got to say, Liz Gunn's just so stupid. Oh, Winston, I've rung you and I've been round to your house. Is she stalking him, do you think?
Who knows with that mindset? Who knows?
Yeah, and look, you've got to laugh too. You kind of knew that Winston was going to buy into the nutters you could never please when he
was courting that vote.
Yeah. And now he's going to have to bear the consequences, which is going to be quite funny to watch, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And Philip,
anyway,
thank you for ringing and arguing your point. I always enjoy.
No worries.
Good on you,
Okay.
mate. That is Philip. Okay.